like to call the Site Plan Review Committee to order. Roll call, please.
President Kardowski.
Here.
Trustee Paul.
Here.
Member Krowski.
Here.
Member Persick.
Here.
Member Quinn.
Here.
Member Rathburn.
Here.
Member Pamperin is excused.
Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember our men and women throughout the world in uniform. I have no changes to the agenda. I need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Andy, second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Motion carried. Number 5, action on the minutes from the January 7th, 2025 Site Plan Review Meeting.
Move to approve as there's no corrections or additions.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. Number 6, action item 6A, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for a proposed indoor baseball training facility located at parcel VA-116-8-1-1. Will?
We'll just share the screen here. Perfect. So, Excel Engineering on behalf of Boomerang Epic Holdings has requested site plan review for a proposed new indoor baseball training facility. The location of this will be next to the Epic Center, kind of tucked between the Epic Center and Fortified Bank, right off of Holmgren and Cormier, if you're familiar with that area. The proposed building would exist on an area that's zoned B3 and also operates under a PUD. The proposed building is a permitted use for the zoning district and PUD. In looking at the building itself, the building is over 14,000 square feet and will consist of primarily 10 batting cages, as well as a pro shop and the needed storage areas and employee areas to operate the facility. I'll show you the exteriors here. So in looking at the exteriors consist of a combination of masonry, metal wall panels, and stone, all of which meet the requirements of the Ashwaubenon zoning code and the PUD agreements. I will go through the staff conditions, and I'll just read it for the record. For the building, they must use fully concealed fasteners for exterior wall panels. They must screen any rooftop or ground-mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public right-of-way. They must additionally meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon Site Plan Review and all other applicable village ordinances. Additionally, if the building ends up being sprinklered, they must include a 5-inch source connection for FDC to be consistent with the other developments. And then for bicycle and pedestrian, they must include bicycle parking, meeting the design standards of the Association of Pedestrian and Bicycle Professionals. The applicants are currently in the audience, so if you do have any questions, I will take those at this time.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns?
You know, the concern I have is the wall panelings. Are those floor to ground, floor to top, one-piece panels?
They are, but it does have the minimum 3-foot masonry wainscot that we do require.
I see the wainscoting on the bottom, but they are a full panel top to bottom.
Yes, sir.
Is it a rib panel? The old wrinkled tin, or is it a flat panel?
I'll probably defer to to Craig. You mind answering that?
Could I have you come to the table and state your name and address for the record, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Craig Rose. I'm with Road Act Development and Construction. We've been working with Excel on the preliminary building and construction of that. The panel that we've been considering is it's a insulated metal panel, so it's got an embossed texture on it. It's not a ribbed, it's more smooth, but it has a texture similar to an EFIS type texture, so it's not 100% smooth.
So in other words, the whole building is built that way for the exception of the masonry on the entrance,
The masonry extends all the way around the building.
all the way around the building. And the buildings next to it are block buildings, split block.
I believe so.
It's, yeah, the Epic, I believe, is a mixture of those different material types.
I was just expecting something a little more decorative, seeing it's a corner building to that property. But it does meet code.
It does.
As far as the rest of it, it's a nice looking building. I was just expecting a little more, like I said, exterior, split block or something like that. But, other than that, the landscaping is what's presented here is what it's gonna look like?
Yes, yep, and Tim did sign off on that as well.
Okay, I noticed there was no comment, so I'm assuming this would be acceptable to the Forester. I don't know, if there's no other questions, I guess it's nice, nothing wrong with it, I like the idea. If there's no other questions, I'll move to approve as presented, if there's no other questions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve as presented, and I'm assuming that that first and second is with
Staff conditions.
with staff conditions. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 7, items for next agenda. Do we have items for next agenda?
Currently, we do not. So unless something comes in the next hour and a half, you may have a afternoon off.
I do, then I want to mention, I would have to mention this at our next site plan. The site plan on February 18th, we will have to probably move because we have a primary election that Tuesday. So just keep your calendars set. We may have to email you and figure out when we can have a different meeting if we have to move it, so. Okay? Okay.
Can it be moved to Florida?
Can we move to Florida? I don't know, Joel. Can we move the meeting to Florida?
Got anything in the budget for that?
Any budgeted numbers on airplanes?
Those dollars have already been spent for the year, Gary, so, sorry, we're gonna have to cut you off on that one.
Not to take a pay cut, Joel.
Yep, that's next.
No.
Okay. So yeah, we need a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. Thank you.